one?
No. I don't know what I am. Got you right now. Sorry everyone, we'll get there in a second. There we are. So, hi, I'm Hazel Grian, and what am I? This is one of the questions that it's difficult for all of us to answer, I think. I mean, I've never known what to put on my passport. What am I? Kind of wanted to be a film director, I've been an actress, I've been a writer, and I think partly it's why this is called b.TWEEN, because maybe we're all in between one thing or another. I don't know. Anybody who's ever studied Derrida is really interested in boundaries and the boundaries we need to draw around things to make one thing identifiable in another. But we all seem to be in this kind of in-between space, which I think is actually a positive thing. So I'll talk to you a little bit about how all those different skills and artistic areas and interests are able to be pulled together in certain projects, like the new type of gaming, story, interactive stuff that we're all inventing and playing with. And how you can reach an audience, because for a creative person, especially someone who's sort of a filmmaker, you're always trying to reach an audience, and suddenly now you're able to reach an audience and have a direct and immediate connection with them, which you could only and otherwise have, I think, if you're a stand-up comedian or you're in a band, you know. So that was one of the great experiences that I got from making an alternate reality game, which is what I ended up spending the last year doing. I'll just really briefly talk you through some of that process. What you can see here is a forum. There's a community around alternate reality games, ArgNet, and that's moderated, and people look out for any clues that might lead to something which they consider to be a game. So it's all very ephemeral and quite tenuous. But as a producer, what you do, and you're called a puppet master in this world, which I'm not quite sure about that term, but you get to like it. So there's this kind of, what would you call it? A kind of a contract between the audience, stroke players. You never quite know what to call them. We tend to call them players. Contract between the audience, the players, and the producers, the puppet masters, in that it is this kind of Wizard of Oz sort of theatrical thing. So you're presenting them with something, but they are part of the whole process. So what I'm leading up to is what we've got here is a page from the forum. And one of the key players, a woman called Sylvia, who's a 46-year-old housewife from Oklahoma. Housewife, I should say, mother and home worker. She ended up being one of the key players. We had about, in the 8 weeks that the story ran online, we had about 30,000 separate IPs visiting any part of the game at any one time. It's hard to know whether that means that 30,000 people played the game, but we had about 300 people visiting this forum, and that was how we monitor it. 300 people every day. So we think about, there was about that many people. We got to know about 100 of the players really personally through the interaction with the characters. And the characters have their own video blogs. They had email which the players could email the characters and they would get personal responses back. And as Tim mentioned earlier, sometimes it's not so much the quantity of people involved, it's the quality of the interaction. 2 of us made this game, and we did the job of about 5 people. Virtually had nervous breakdowns by the end of it, and it was like a full-time job, so that you're updating every day, video blogs, emails. We used text, we used MMS, and interestingly, a lot of the players are in America, so they couldn't. In the US, they had problems with that. They don't tend to use their mobiles in the same way, so that's one of the interesting bits of stat that we got from that.